Oh, wow. Wow, what a pot that is, Mark Allen. That was something special. He had no options, back was against the wall there, and he's deep the red in from Bork. What a way to regain control.
Yeah, definitely shot of the match.
Mark Allen, 1.
Yeah, and Xiao opening up the reds from his previous shot. Has come back to haunt him here. Mark's control. And this would be very difficult to hit a red and not leave choice of reds on.
This is why this game can be so stressful at times. You know, Guodong's played a pretty decent shot there to get the white at least back into Bork. He's left only that red available for Mark Allen. And of course, when he sat down in his chair, I can pretty much guarantee you he was probably thinking that Mark will probably knock this in. And of course he did. Now, how does he get this one safe? He needs the contact to be right.
That's an excellent shot. I know he's potentially left a red, but from where he was, couldn't have done much better. Mark could have rolled that red in to be on the black, but he'd have played it that way and missed it. He was definitely sticking it up, tried to play an element of safety in it. Nice touch on the left-hand side there just to come away and avoid the brown. And the last shot from Xiao when he was snookered. Great example of patience and discipline there. Would have been very easy to get frustrated. I think there's no possible shot, come off the cushion, whack into them and hope you get away with something, which would be very unlikely. But he had the discipline to try and find a shot. Probably the best he could do. Didn't get punished.
4.
And that discipline has been rewarded with this opportunity.
Pink spot is available, as you can see. Once Xiao Guodong pots this pink, it will be potable to only left corner for the time being and right middle. Black is completely out of commission. Just working out his pattern play here, Xiao. Just trying to notice the reds that may be beneficial to remove at some stage to
11.
really open the pink spot. He'd like the pink available to him into more pockets if he can, but for the time being, just focus your efforts on chipping away at a few of the reds. Doesn't need to do anything too risky to try and open this frame up even more. The reds are already nicely spread. Gone a little bit too far on the blue for comfort.
Seventeen.
Just quickly as we watch this break unfold, the first result of the day is in. Judd Trump safely through to the round of 16 after celebrating his 35th birthday yesterday. What a present he could give himself this week with another title, another trophy to add to the collection. Of course, he won the last event here in China, the
44.
Invitational Shanghai Masters, beating Sean Murphy in the final last month. Dominant display by him. As for this now, Xiao Guodong really with a good chance here. He'd like to try and keep Mark Allen away from 4 frames for as long as possible. Can win this and win the next, set us up for a best of 3 conclusion to this match. Still a very tall order.
30. $31.
Just has to cannon in the red here. You just feel one good positional play could just open it up and free it. Play that well, actually. Just got low enough on the white just to avoid that nearest red.
37. $38.
It's a common occurrence that when a player has the discipline, like Xiao shown when he was snookered, they generally continue it on in amongst them. Keep that discipline, far less likely to make a simple mistake. Sometimes you nearly have to earn the right for your opportunities.
43. $44.
And with no black to go at throughout this break, he's had to remain very focused. Still a job to be done here. Slowly building a lead. He's just got to mind his work. As he pots one, it kind of just releases another. Creeping ever closer to that winning line in this frame.
50.
Another half century tallied up for him.
$51.
Well, you can see he was up very quickly off that one. He knew as soon as it struck the cue ball that it had a little too much pace. And you can see where the yellow is there. You may think, oh, the brown is just not quite in the way, but the yellow is slightly off its own spot, south of the balk line as we look, which makes this an incredibly thin clip, so much so that I don't think he's going to play it. Be wise to push a colour safe. Well, chose against it. That surprises me. He's got
51.
no real insurance here, and if Mark Allen can just get this one shot right, this frame is still very much open and live.
Lovely shot from Mark there. Again, Xiao with a 50-point lead, but you're feeling a shot or two. that red comes away from the black, which it will now, 50 points, not such a good lead. So when he's a 50-point lead with 5 reds left, this game could just simply come down to who puts the next red, particularly if the balls stay in open play like this.
Xiao now will look to try and get the cue ball up into the balk, and in doing so push a red close to a cushion possibly. Needs to be very careful here, Xiao. Regardless of his lead in this frame, he'll feel like he's treading on thin ice.
White ball.
Mark just getting the white ball cleaned, but that white ball should be far closer to the ball cushion from where he was. Yeah, that's a bad shot. He could have played a series of shots and not left Mark a pot, and certainly not left him with his hand on the table. And he'd be relieved that Mark didn't pot it, because you can see where the white is. He had to pot it. He did have that opportunity.
If Mark manages to get himself in here with the reds situated as they are, he goes favourite in this frame for me, regardless of the deficit, which is why the shot selection from Guodong a few moments ago was so surprising. Giving himself no insurance. There is nothing safe in this frame.
Good return from Mark there. Good pace. And also managed to avoid the brown. Both players here desperate to try and get an advantage, get the initiative. Very close to the red. Red's come up though over the middle pocket. Looks like a natural angle just to drop down. Once he's on the black, it should be the end of the frame. Be a smarter choice there, to be fair to him. Why take a gamble on being precise when he can play the shot he did? Gives himself choice of colours. Doesn't matter what value ball the colours are, just keep potting. And now 57 ahead, just this red, and he's won the frame. It's been a good frame, an important frame to get back. Just one frame behind, but also just re-establishing a bit of form.
Yeah, Mark Allen was looking in pretty good stroke before the interval, and it was up to Xiao Guodong to try and keep him cold after it, and he has done a good job of that in this frame. Got a little bit nervy after that 51 break Xiao made. Just fancied something possibly going wrong, but the misread from Mark Allen proved to be enough for Xiao Guodong to take this frame. Had Mark had got that red though, he would have been a big favourite for me, so one ball away, I suppose. But it wasn't to be.
22. 23. 30. 31. 33.
An important frame for Xiao to win.
35.
Certainly the next frame is very important. So would love to level a 3-all. And also therefore prevent Mark from being 2 up with 3 to play.
38. 42. 47. 53.
So a second half century of this frame for Xiao Guodong. 2 impressive
6.
visits to the table and more than enough to take the frame. And again, clinging on to the coattails of Mark Allen. He's back within 1, trailing 3 frames to 2. Ref is heavy breathing. It's quite off-putting. Winner of 3 events last season, Mark Allen, bidding to become the first ever Xian Grand Prix champion this week. Made the better of the starts so far in this game, but it's got a little bit close once again. 3 frames to 2, you can see he leads Xiao Guodong. Last 2 seasons for Mark Allen have been incredible. Part of the reason why his rise to world #1 has happened. North of £650,000 earned in prize money alone in both of the last 2 campaigns for Mark Allen. Lifted the Players' Championship, the Champion of Champions, and of course the shootout last season. The less said about the shootout, the better, because he beat me in the semis. But a wonderful campaign nonetheless.
At least you took him to a decider. Yeah, no matter what the format is, 3 sessions, 4 sessions of Crucible or 1 frame, just very hard to beat.
Yeah, and even that event, the shootout, watching Alan up close, obviously playing him, but watching his previous matches as well, he was so calm and collected there. Like, he never seemed rushed, and anyone that's ever watched the shootout, anyone that's ever played in the shootout knows that it can be a very stressful occasion at the best of times, but as all great champions, all top players do, he stayed very, very calm. He was sort of playing right to the line of the buzzer in that event and got the job done. As I say, such a good season. He'll be looking to try and kickstart this campaign with a trophy as quickly as possible.
Yeah, Mark Xiao, and now the referee just having a little look if he can get past the yellow. I don't think he can. Seen a few instances of that today, whereas player being snookered is actually not in that much trouble. Yeah, and it'd be interesting to see if Mark tries to block off the pack, or will he deliberately leave Xiao part of it to try and force an error? You can see there he can, in theory, clip that red back to the right corner, but very thin. Chances are if he misses it, be very close. That's why I wasn't tempted. Got a good contact. Again, play that very well.
Yeah, thank you.
The closest meeting between the pair actually came in the 2018 Grand Prix, last 32. That went all the way, went the distance to a deciding frame which Xiao won 4-3. The most recent meeting, Alan quickly dispatched Xiao 4-zip.
Oh, I missed.
So it shows that when the matches go close, that anything can happen. And that's the hope that Xiao has to cling on to here. He's well and truly in this match. He's just got to keep his discipline, keep his focus. Do whatever is required to get the job done today.
play that nicely. Again, wasn't tempted to try and hold for the blue. Make the pot a little bit easier. Play a more firmer, positive strike on the white. This table will take a little bit of organising. You can see the black tied up, pink tied up. Depending on the angle he has.
4.
This red, if you could pot it to the left corner, screw back, might be able to just glance or disturb the pink, try and bring it into play. Come back for the blue even, depending on how much of the pack he hits.
Six.
Yeah, would have liked that other red to stay over the pocket. Would have made the next colour a little bit easier now you're guaranteed a red. Judging by his body language, I don't think that pink passes the blue. Always worth having a look. I think that does go. I think certainly if he goes around the other side of the pocket as he's done, you get a better view of it from that side. And I would say after doing that, that probably just confirms that he will go for the pink.
It's quite deceiving, isn't it, this scenario when you stood right behind this type of shot when the cue ball is close to the object ball. The true image is behind the pocket. That pink actually flew in. But you can never quite convince yourself it does though, can you?
Yeah, probably a little bit frustrating for Mark, because obviously you sat in your chair looking at your opponent. His initial reaction was that it didn't go.
Oh.
Then when you see him change his mind, and then when he pots it so cleanly, never nice to watch. Just got past the blue. I thought he would have played that with a more left-hand side, so when he came off the cushion, it would have went up the table, high on the blue or closer to the balk. Without that side, you always run the risk of going very close to the blue. Yeah, when you start losing position.
18.
It can be very hard to get it back and regain it. Again, it got a couple of good pots, but just didn't have total control over the white really at any stage.
Xiao Guodong, 18.
Again, deliberately playing with a tracer left-hand side to swing the white over to the left-hand side of the table. Because he caught the yellow, you can see Mark is able to play reds. Red on the right-hand side. Might be tempted to try and get in behind the yellow. Was up off a quick because he knew he'd caught it too thick. You see that red he's looking at there? That's exactly what he's looking at with where his tip is. Pot the red. But it's never easy. Or you never feel comfortable having to pot a red like this and then leave yourself a missable black. Ideally, you like to pot one good pot and then be perfect. That's why he's elected to play this red.
What?
Well, I don't think he's on the black, but I'm sure he'll be on the pink. If he can get through to the black, that's ideal. Don't think that goes. But the pink certainly goes. red just left of the black spot is the one you'd like to remove within a few shots' time. Well, it looked near jaw all the way, didn't it? Only the pace and gravity keeping that one from staying out.
7.
A dead set plant as well, just to give himself
8.
another loose red. This now a frame winning and match levelling chance. After that mini burst of 2 frames from Mark Allen right at the start of this session, he's not really shown any
40.
signs that he's going to kick on in this match. Xiao Guodong, as I say, is clinging on to him, but all the while is growing in confidence himself,
15.
gaining momentum, doing what's required. Well, that is a shocker.
Xiao Guodong.
That really is
15.
a shocker from Xiao Guodong. He just had to guide the pink in. The cannon was a dead cert to the 2 reds left of it. Just pushing through to push them into play. He was guaranteed on a red.
Yeah, it looked as he cued it, just got a touch of side. And the pace he played, just turned the white over. Ended up overcutting it. It's a bad mistake at such a crucial time. He was just starting to dictate the game. Looked like going to get level. Again, at the end of this match, we could be looking back at that pink as the deciding factor.
And how quickly these matches can turn on their head. Xiao Guodong, as I say, was with all the momentum there, looking to really deal a body blow to Mark Allen. Mark out of his chair like a whip, it's in. Xiao Guodong missed that pink. Apologises there as he's held the pink spot, didn't intend to. Held it enough that
7.
he wasn't going to be hampered. Can play on it again now. Just tidy the frame up again. Massive moments these,
8.
it feels. This the difference between being level or being 2 up with 3 to play. Mark Allen acknowledges the importance of this frame. Again, doesn't really need to do anything too heroic with these 5 reds in open play. One closest to the
14.
left side cushion. Even that is no problem for Mark Allen. Left-handed.
15. Two.
Big stretch this. Not ideal for a left-handed player. Wrong side of the table for him. Well, surely he's not going to be playing the shot like that. Looks very uncomfortable. Well played. That looked like it could go wrong. Needed a step ladder there almost.
kind of shot you play when you get off. You've nearly got cramp in your hand. You've been stretching your fingers. But you said did play very well. Far from textbook technique he had in the shot, but just got the ball in the hole. That was the main thing.
30.
If he takes blacks with the remaining 3 reds, he won't need to do anything too
31.
silly with that remaining red on the side cushion. He'll just need to make sure he pots it, doesn't need to consider position from it. Apologies, I'm looking at the wrong score where he will need a colour off that final red. But as I say, as a left-handed player, that side of the table, you can just lay up in behind it. Drop it down the cushion. Again, just creeps in off the near jaw. They're still playing quite forgiving, these pockets. The pace of that shot just right to keep it in. Well, he's gone a little too low on this red now, so he's looking for an angle, possibly off the pink, to just stun over right in behind that red. Doesn't want to be straight.
45.
Looks good.
$51. $52.
He's been a little bit subdued after the interval, but he sensed the importance of this, the significance. And he's actually come alive. He's taken these very well. This could well end up being not just decisive, obviously, in this frame, but in the match.
57.
Yeah, he has. He's taken these very nicely.
$64.
He's taken them a lot nicer than my
69.
maths were at the start of this visit anyway. Even I'm bang under it watching this, but he's taken them lovely. Feels like a big visit, this, Mark Allen.
75.
Stepped up when it mattered most, as all great champions do. Very good contribution.
82.
Mark Allen, again, extends his lead in this match. 4 frames to 2. He's within 1 of a place in the last 16. Xiao Guodong
37.
coming to the table 4 frames to
Xiao
2
Guodong,
behind in a race to 5. Placing the last 16 on the line. Guaranteed prize money of £14,000 as well to the winner of this match. Mark Allen, there we see, just stepping up in that previous frame. He'd gone missing for a frame and a half, really. Let Guodong dictate the frame after the interval. But he acknowledged that that was a big miss pink from Guodong. Completely out of nowhere. Almost unmissable.
Foul and miss. Xiao Guodong 7.
I just wonder if that contribution has taken the sting out of Xiao Guodong's tail. Very deflating to see your opponent clear up from such an elementary mistake you've made.
Yeah.
A little bit short of pace there from Mark. Played thicker off the pack. Was trying to get that white on the cushion behind the green. Didn't quite reach. It's just a single pot. Looks quite appealing, but the play position obviously makes it more difficult. So difficult that he wasn't tempted by it, and he can't afford to be 4-2 down. Knows his next mistake could well be his last one. One of the worst shots Mark has played in this whole match. And again, being 4-2 up. Xiao probably still a bit uncomfortable after losing the last frame. Mark didn't want to be giving him an easy chance, give him a chance to settle. Because he might be a bit fragile at the moment, Xiao, but if he was to win this frame, 4-3, he's right back in it.
One.
And it was a natural for the cue ball to head down this business end of the table. Just had to guide the red into the pocket. So 3 or 4 reds in open play for Xiao to go out for the time being. Not the most appealing pack to attack from the back. May possibly look to get the pink on its spot at some stage, just to get it closer to those reds so that he could eventually attack the pack from the blue.
Mark.
Well, that's a poor shot really from where he was. Powering the cue ball down, he's gone much too far. He may be forced into playing into the reds now, unless he can just float the cue ball and play a little holding cannon to the red detached from the pack. Stay on reds to middle. Well, he's attempted it. And it's worked out okay. Holds his hand up. Was a little bit fortunate there, didn't really have all that much control over where the cue ball was going to finish. All came from the poor previous shot.
$17.
And now in potting this pink, you can see its spot is available just above the pack. Gets it a little bit closer. May even be pottable to this right corner. Xiao just staying there to check this out when the referee respots this pink. If it does, he can pot this red and play for a high pink. Possibly go into the pack from that shot.
$44.
Got so many options here, Xiao Guodong. But the bottom line is he has to eventually get into these reds. Again, just playing for the loose red, and now he has to find an angle.
Looked like he had a natural angle there to power into the pack. Well, it was a slight angle play that would massive top spin. Would have arced the cue ball into the pack. Plenty of top spin, could have got through the pack. Again, playing this now. Must get the ideal angle on the blue.
$31.
If he hasn't gone high enough, have to then play top right-hand side off two cushions. Or has he just enough to power down?
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. He didn't look to have as much angle as he would have liked there. He had to sort of manipulate the cue ball into that pack of reds. He missed a trick a few moments ago on the red, playing for the pink. He could have left himself anywhere. A high pink would have been much nicer to go into that pack of reds. You live and die by your decisions as a snooker player out there in the arena, and I definitely think he played the wrong shot there.
Yeah, he wasn't fortunate with the split he got. Thought he went about it the wrong way. But then his second option, you got to ensure you get high with that shot on the blue. Big margin for error. On the positive side, he's 43 ahead. Red on the side cushion. Just try and regroup again. That tap of the table signifies that he's in trouble. Can only hit those reds on the left-hand side. Yeah, play that nicely. The red where it was actually a little bit of a guide to get the contact on the red he played, just to leave it there and not leave a pot. Possible it's enough in this red. Red will be going very close to the left corner. Good white is his priority though.
Quite a very inviting target up behind green and pink. But how does Mark try and get there from this position? Does have a path if that red on the right side table you see there. If that red wasn't there, it was a pretty good line he could find, but that's a big obstacle, that single red. It's a problem ball. And that's why he's had to try and swing the cue ball round. Couldn't quite get the thick contact he desired. And in catching the blue, has allowed Guodong to get his hand on the table here. Red available to right corner. Just needs to guide this one in as well. Cue ball travelling back up to Bork. Now he'd love a cannon on the brown.
1.
Well, he got the cannon, but not one that he will like. But 44 points to the good. Doesn't want to be too downbeat by that. Well in control in this frame.
Xiao Guodong 1.
Well, dear me. What a mess he's made of that one. How can you not get the snooker from there? Oh, and to add insult to injury, to even leave a tempter of a pot for Mark Allen, well, that's surely the worst shot Xiao Guodong has played in this match.
Mark Allen
Like
1.
the last frame, wasn't able to capitalise on a bad mistake from Xiao. Xiao been very relieved.
A huge let-off, that. From such a big mistake. Xiao Guodong will have been doing cartwheels back to the table there, seeing Mark Allen miss that blue. That could quite easily have been his last shot in this match. As it happens, he's got to quickly get over the disappointment and almost embarrassment over his previous shot. Try and steady himself again now with a chance to take this frame, close the gap to 1 again. He's got to try and convince himself that that mistake he just made was, or has to be, the only one he can afford to make. He's got away with it. He may not get away with it again if it happens.
7. Eight.
Looks to me like that clearly goes. Certainly has enough of the potting angle. I think when he comes around this side of the table, that'll just clarify it for him. Again, Mark from his chair will be watching his body language closely.
I mean, a little smile, and it looks as if he's playing this with side to try and turn it over, but that clearly goes, that black. And he's missed it. I've got no idea why he's tried to turn that black over there. From behind the shot, you can clearly see that that black went plain ball.
Yeah, he just didn't need the side.
Huge error. Again.
Yeah, you felt when he came round the other side that would just get a clear picture. Good mark taking the chance to take that red off the side cushion.
1.
We seen it in the last frame. Real bad mistake, was heavily punished. And again, similar to the last frame, Mark will be well aware of the importance. Delighted to have this chance he didn't think he'd get. Of course, this time if he manages to win the frame, it's the end of the match. A little bit fortunate there to have this red in the middle. Badly misjudged it. Wanted to play in the red. That's, you can see there below the black.
8.
And doesn't, of course, have to win the frame one visit, but certainly should get enough to get right back in control. Yeah, another example of short backswing. Just played a little shot and controlled it very well.
His touch in these tight areas is just impeccable, isn't it? Really is one of the best of the business
16.
in this area of the table. Very little
17.
can go wrong with Mark Allen's mechanics, and that is something very useful to be able to fall back on in the pressure moments.
24.
So the red in balk, a little glance at that now. He'll be just planning a way to get on that eventually, doing the maths, just having a clear mind as to how he's going to approach the final few stages of this visit.
$25.
So he's left himself low on this
31.
red. The obvious ball to play on is the pink, and he's got the
32.
perfect angle now. Needs to just avoid the middle pocket.
He'd love a little angle just to be able to put this falling behind the blue.
38.
You can see there, if he could do that, the white would have to travel just a very small distance, pot the blue and be nicely on the yellow.
If this red was down the black cushion, you'd heavily fancy it, but the fact that it's down the balk cushion, it's no different, just feels it. Yeah, he's done well, needs the cue ball to travel. Oh, and it hasn't.
39.
Is this blue potable? I don't think it is. It's very thin. Well, he's made a very good effort of that. That looked so close to the object ball there. He had to get out quick with the rest as well to avoid any double hits. And Xiao Guodong looks on
44.
after a couple of errors that will really, really hurt if he loses this match at this visit. Green clearly accessible. He's got enough angle on this yellow to just stun the cue ball off the side cushion.
Yeah, you feel he's one good pot away from winning the match.
46.
Good pot and managed to get off the cushion far enough, be nicely on the green. Again, similar to the last frame. Bad mistake from Xiao, but a classy, composed clearance. Again, maintained a
49.
nice little angle on the brown. This has been another example of
53.
the fact that the best players are the best, not because of what they do, because of what they don't do. Just don't make those kind of mistakes that Xiao has made.
58.
So this pink for the match. And in it goes, and there's the
61.
handshake.